Hey guys, welcome back to Red Devil TV. Man United beating Omonia 3-2. I couldn't believe what I was watching, guys. I could not believe what I was watching. First half, very comfortable. It was just a matter of time before we scored. There's a lot to there was a lot to unpack. So let's get into it. I mean, first of all, one thing I will say is I was very disappointed with Sancho. I thought he was... First of all, he was constantly playing the ball backwards. I mean, the amount of times he was playing sideways, backwards football. I mean, Jesus Christ. And not just that. I mean, look at the first goal we concede. Yes, Malacia makes a mistake. He kind of trips and then he tries to gather possession of the ball again. And he's on the floor and there's two guys on him. There's two players on him and he's done. So, look, Malacia makes a mistake, but Sancho, he had enough time to pass the ball forward rather than pass it backwards. Malacia is the last man. There's already 2-3 players on him or, you know, close to him. There's pressure on him. He's not going to recover and that's it. And then you see Sancho, who's a player who passes it to him, which was a poor decision. No one's really talking about it, but it was a poor passing decision. He had enough time. He took too long on the ball and it forced him to pass it backwards. He could have just passed it straight away. Sancho at times takes too long on the ball and then there's pressure on him and then you lose that opportunity to get the ball forward. And I saw that many times when Sancho was on the ball yesterday. And I was very disappointed in the way he played. I thought Antony was very dangerous at times. His balance, what you're seeing from Antony more is his balance, his skill, his dribbling is very good. Yesterday there was one moment in the first half where he was dribbling constantly and he had the ball for around 10-15 seconds and there was a lot of pressure on him from the opposition player. And his balance was phenomenal. So yeah, I still want to see more from him. I want to see more creativity from Antony. I do want to see more creativity because look, at the end of the day, this is Omonia. How are we conceding 2 goals to Omonia, a team who's 7th in the Cyprus League? They've lost the last 28 games in Europe or something like that. It's a shambles. It's a shambles that we've conceded 2 goals against them. And the second goal was a mistake. I need to watch it back, but everyone was out of position. Everyone didn't have their man marked, and everyone lost their man. And where was Lindelof? What is Lindelof doing? So yeah, it was a shambles, an absolute shambles. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of shocking to be honest, but it is what it is. Look, Luke Shaw, I thought come on done better. I think Luke Shaw needs to start on Sunday. Malacia's been a bit off in the last 2 games, I would say, especially yesterday. I know it's not entirely his mistake. He did make a mistake for the goal, but I thought even in possession, similar to Sancho, was taking too long on the ball. His passing was off. He was constantly getting intercepted and tackled. I did see that yesterday, especially in the first half. Well, he got taken off, didn't he? So in the first half an hour in particular, he was constantly losing the ball and he wasn't really making smart decisions when it comes to the passing. I thought Delot was good. Delot's turning into a better player. You can see Delot he didn't do much wrong. I mean, he defended well. I don't even want to get much into some of these plays because we're facing Omonia. It shouldn't even be a struggle. Martinez was probably one of our best players. I think he was involved in almost every goal. I mean, his passing in between the lines. This is what we need in a centre-back. You know, he can get forward. He can put those passes in between the lines. Sometimes he can be reckless. He's involved quite a lot in the build-up play, Martinez, which is very good. But he can be a bit reckless. There was one where he pulled the player's shirt from the opposition side and it could have been a penalty. But yeah, he was good. This should have been an easy game for us. How are we conceding 2 goals? It's crazy. But anyway, Rashford and Martial come on and they do bits. They do absolute bits. I thought they were phenomenal. I was excited to see Martial get a goal. Rashford does bits, but he's playing on the left again. Don't play Rashford as a striker. Play him on the left, please. I want to see him on the left against Everton. I want to see Martial play. And this is where it gets interesting because I thought Bruno wasn't great, but he was involved in one of the goals. I think it was the Rashford goal. And look, for me, it's interesting because a lot of people were talking about Ronaldo and they said he had a terrible game. I didn't think Ronaldo had a terrible game. I thought his link-up play was good. He was trying to get involved as much as he could in the build-up play. The crosses were poor, by the way. I thought Eriksen was poor. He got tired pretty easily, pretty earlier on in the game, Eriksen. He got tired around 45th minute. In the first half, he was knackered and his delivery from set pieces were terrible. I didn't think his crosses were that good. Some of them didn't beat the first man. There wasn't enough curve on it, not enough height, and it was a problem because when you got Ronaldo in the team, you need to put crosses into the box. Not enough crosses from Delot and Malacia or even Luke Shaw. We were constantly playing centrally, and yes, we were playing a lot of attacking players high up the pitch. because look, it's Omonia at the end of the day, so we got a lot more freedom there. But it's crazy. It's crazy how we conceded 2 goals and yes, we scored 3, but it's crazy. But Ronaldo, I didn't think he had a terrible game. I thought, yes, he missed some chances. In the last half an hour, we were forcing it because Rashford and Martial come on, they score straight away, and Ronaldo's trying to get his goal. He hits the post, which is a bad miss. That's a bad miss, we have to admit it. But I didn't think his overall game was bad. I honestly, I thought his link-up play was good. He was comfortable. Yeah, good touches. He looked a lot more sharp than we've seen in the previous weeks. But then again, it's Omonia. So Everton will be interesting because I felt like there was a lot more fluidity weirdly with Martial, Rashford and Ronaldo, which is a weird one because I thought Martial was constantly playing on the right. Martial was definitely more of a forward player now, but he's still very tricky on the wing. So it was very interesting for me to see that front three because I did expect Antony, Sancho and Ronaldo to have more fluidity in the team. But it didn't. It actually didn't. And I think on Sunday he's going to go with Antony, Sancho and Martial. I wouldn't mind seeing Ronaldo, Martial and Rashford because there's a threat everywhere there. Martial, that link-up play, he's a lot more active in the front three. He's quick, he's agile, and Martial at the end of the day is in good form. So, you know, Rashford is obviously always a threat from the left. His pace was a threat yesterday and will always be a threat for any team. And Ronaldo, look, that aerial threat, the link-up play was very good for Martial, Ronaldo and Rashford. But then again, it's Omonia. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think Ronaldo needs more game time. Yes, he missed a few opportunities. He was forcing it at the end. So when you're forcing it, you're probably not going to get a goal naturally. A lot of the time when you score goals, you score it. And as soon as you get that, it just seemed like one of those games. As soon as Ronaldo got one, he was going to get a few. But because he never got the goal, it's not falling for him. He's on 699 goals and he's 1 goal from 700. So it's just not falling for him at the moment. But you can see the frustration there. It is what it is. I thought Casemiro was pretty good. I did think Casemiro was good. But then again, I don't know how some people expected him to stand out so much because he wasn't going to get troubled that much, really. We had, what, 66% possession first half. We had like 75%. So it was never going to be a man of the match. Man of the match was probably going to be one of the players who scored the goals because we were expected to score a couple goals. And then it turned out to be Rashford or Martial, one of them, and probably Rashford because he got 2 goals and an assist. So let's see what happens, guys. I'm excited. It's a disappointing game in a sense because it's a very weird feeling when you're conceding 2 goals against a team who's really a terrible team. They lost to Sheriff 3-0 when they lost to Real Sociedad 2-1. And they've lost the last 28 games in Europe or whatever that stat was that the commentator said in the game. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Please make sure to like and subscribe and I'll talk to you guys later.